The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Brecheen. Brought to you by Medine's Collision Center in Baton Rouge. Take control, choose Medine's. Grosse Savant Lodge, south of Lake Charles, the true sportsman's paradise. Treads and Care Company in Central, the tires you need, the service you want. Harvey Auto in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you have trusted for years. And Gage in Baton Rouge. Get better connected with Gage. Here's your host, Lee Brecheen.
Hi everyone, I'm Lee Brecheen, the host of your show, the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We've got a great show today. North Caddo High School's in the house today, which we have one of their coaches, defensive coordinator, Chase Thompson, who's a great young coach. We got two of their great players, Gianni Black, and also one of the top recruits in the country, Omarion Miller. They call him O, who's also going to be with us today. We're also going to talk about the LSU baseball regionals and all the schools in Louisiana that made the regionals, what regional they're in. And also I'm going to throw out a little stat about J.T. Curtis, John Curtis High School. He has over 600 wins going into this year, the second most in the country. And we'll talk about how many he exactly has, how many he needs to be number one in the United States in a couple of years or less. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you. If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, go see Medine's Collision Center located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Your Baton Rouge Accident Advisors.
Hi everyone, Lee Brecheen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. Our first guest is going to be one of the football players from North Caddo High School. Later in the show, we've got Coach Thompson, who is the defense coordinator for North Caddo. We're going to be talking about the head coach, Coach Cavanaugh, also Reagan Smith, who's not with us today. We're going to talk about Reagan. And we've got one of the top recruits in the country with us, Omarion Miller, who they call O, who is a receiver DB. I just call him a great athlete, who's going to be one of the top three, or if not the number one player in the state of Louisiana, in my opinion, going into this season in Louisiana. North Caddo is in Vivian, Louisiana. I want to mention, too, I want to thank the Marriott, our hotel, where everybody stayed on College Drive, Ralph Ney in the group, and also Superior Grill, both on Highland Road and Government Street. Appreciate them. I want to go ahead and introduce our first guest, Gianni Black. Gianni, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Tell everybody how many years you've been starting at North Caddo High School, and you play multiple positions.
Yes, sir.
But 3-year starter or 4-year starter?
4.
And most of the kids on the team are 3-4-year starters in this class, right?
Yes, sir. I started freshman year. I changed over from Plain Dillon to North Caddo, 8th grade, 9th grade year. Went through summer workouts. Didn't start the first 2 games. Then that 3rd game, they gave me a shot and started wide receiver.
I think you were in our magazine at Plain Dillon.
Yes, sir.
As a freshman. That's how I know your name before even today. But saw you play last year. You play a little quarterback.
A little bit.
Corner
and wide receiver.
Wide
mainly.
receiver. In the way this offense works at North Caddo, a lot of guys share the ball, running the ball. And I know you might even get the ball sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Pretty fast guy on the field.
Yes, sir.
Playmaker, tough guy on defense. Tommy Grambling has shown some interest in you as well.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
about that. Who's recruiting you at Grambling?
Me and John Simon real close. He's known around the neighborhood, and so I go up there on visits or camps, and he just made me feel at home up there. So I just gotta put it on the shoulder here, and he'll come talk to me.
Now you visited Grambling?
Yes, sir.
How do you like Grambling?
Homecoming game.
Okay.
It was real nice. It was it felt like home up there. Then they invited me on the spring game.
Okay.
The spring game was very nice. It's the atmosphere up there. It's real different. It's feel like home.
You play both sides of the ball like most of the team. We're gonna have Coach Thompson join us in a moment, and also Omarion, who y'all call O.
Yes,
What is it about your teammate O that makes him so special? Because it seems like watching him on film, he makes plays all the time, whether it's catching, whether it's DB, hitting people. But does that bring the team up watching how he goes at it? And he's a big recruit, but he plays hard too.
It's like easy for him. Like once the ball get in his hands, he makes that play. Like, and it don't matter what situation. It'd be 3rd and long, 1st and 10. It, like once coach called that play, we just know like O could do it. Just what he does. He been doing it for so long.
How hard is it to guard him in practice?
Man, I can get him once or twice, but majority of the practice he takes dubs. He's different.
Different.
It's different. Like, but like I've been working with him so long. He made me so much better. Like playing, like holding him at practice every day. Like it makes me a better DB. So when I go out there and hold other wide receivers, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, and I've seen Wendell Davis going back to Bird and LSU, Terrace Marshall at Parkway, and some of the great ones that come out of Shreveport. But he's on a different level than even them. I think he's probably the most gifted receiver I've ever seen in the Shreveport area.
Yes, there's no one like him. Like speed-wise, like how he could jump, catch with either one of his hands, running routes. Like when he runs routes, it's so different than anybody else. Like it's not just
smooth.
Yeah, it's so different. And like trying to tackle him is like how I'm gonna tackle, like how I'm gonna tackle this guy, like
because he's big.
Yeah, like, you can't just run over him, or you can't just like grab him by the ankle, because you try to grab him by the ankle, he gonna go right around you. So like it's real different playing with him. Like
it reminds me a lot of Jamar Chase when I watched him at Rummel in high school. Talk about KJ Black, your running back, who's also defensive linebacker at times, but KJ's a big guy, can run, what, 210, 5'11"?
Yes, sir. Like,
KJ's 300 pounds.
He's so quiet and humble, you wouldn't even know, like, but like his body size is like how big he is, how fast he runs, and like KJ is something different. Like when KJ get the ball in his hands, you know he getting 10+ yards. Like,
and he ran for almost 2,000 yards last year.
Yes, sir. He's an athlete. He could do anything. On defense is more scary. When you put him on defense, like, we know he's going to go get that tackle.
We had, 27 touchdowns last year, 1,786 yards. Defense had over 100 tackles.
Yes, sir.
And y'all don't seem to get tired. I mean, y'all are in great – Coach Kavanaugh has y'all in great condition as a team.
All coaching staff, like, during the summertime, they push us so hard. Like, and it's not like they want us, like, to pass out there. It's like they know what we got to do during the season. Coach Cav, Coach Smith, Coach Dennis, Coach Thompson especially. It's just like they know what we got ahead of us, so they prepare us for it.
What does Gianni Black have to work on? What do you have to work on, you think, for college?
Like speed-wise, I got to get a little bit more faster, and physical. I got to get more physical and put more weight on. But since the last season, I done gained 20 pounds already, so I just been in the weight room really, watching more film. Like, that's pretty much it.
Have you ever been called the honey badger of North Caddo?
No, sir.
You've got that built, in that game where you're all out. What do you want to achieve this year for North Caddo? I know that y'all been really close getting to the championship game. I know there's a chance this year coming up.
Yes, sir. I just want to really live on, like, continue our history. We've been making history every single year since I've been there, so I just want to continue making history and win, get to that dome. That's all I got to do. Like, that's all we got to do up there. And we'll make a statement. Our class 2023 class will make a statement when we make it to that dome.
Well, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Good to meet you. Saw him play on film last year. He's a big-time sleeper. Gianni Black, who's an athlete, can play corner, slot receiver, plays a little wildcat quarterback for the team. He's a leader. If you hear him speak, I mean, the kid is ready for college, I believe, tomorrow. Before we go, shout out to anybody that's made an influence in your life that you want to mention.
I want to thank my mom. Like, she pushed me real hard. My big brother, he the one to introduce me to football. Like, he's the reason why I play football, especially Coach Thompson. He just, like, he changed my thing about football all the way. Like, everything I do, like, he critiques me. He don't sugarcoat. He just gets to the point and tell me what I got to do. I thank him for that.
Appreciate you coming on, Gianni.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're going to come back. We're going to have Coach Thompson And after Coach Thompson, we're going to have Omarion Miller, who's one of the top recruits in the state, if not the top recruit in the class of 223. We'll be right back.
Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company. Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours. Located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life.
Welcome to the Sports Scouting Report. I'm your host, Lee Brecheen. Before we get to Coach Chase Thompson, the defense coordinator for North Caddo High School, I want to go over the baseball regionals for Louisiana. Not all the teams, but we're going to go over who's playing where. LSU is in the Southern Miss Regional in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Their first game will be 7 p.m. this Friday night. I'm not sure who's carrying the game. I'm sure it'll be on some channel we can get. But LSU's 38-20. Southern Miss is 43-16, their record. Kennesaw State is going to be LSU's first opponent at 7 p.m. They're 35-26 is their record. Southern Miss will start off against Army. Yeah, Army has a baseball team. That's going to be that's going to be an afternoon at 2 o'clock, the first game. I think it's the easiest regional LSU could have got in for not hosting. All the SEC schools that got in, all 9, the ones that did host, they have juggernauts to beat. LSU just has to beat Southern Miss, who is ranked number 11 in the country, but they won't face their ace. I don't believe they're going to pitch that guy against Army. Louisiana Tech is in a regional. They're in the Texas regional. That is a tough regional for Tech. UT was ranked number 1 in the country to start the season in baseball. Dallas Baptist is in that regional, which they're not easy. Air Force. The Raging Cajuns of UL is in the Texas A&M regional. Again, not an easy regional. Oral Roberts, TCU. TCU's been in the World Series many times. And Southeastern from Hammond, Louisiana, is in the toughest regional in the country, the Auburn regional. Get this regional. Auburn, UCLA, Florida State, and Southeastern. The SEC has 9 teams in, which is tied for the most with the ACC. 9 teams are in regionals. That's incredible. We're going to go ahead and introduce our coach, Chase Thompson. Chase,
how you doing, Lee?
Join us. How you doing, man?
I'm
What
doing.
do you think of all this baseball stuff?
I don't know much about it.
No? I know you're the D coordinator at North Caddo.
Yes, sir.
Young guy, played football at Louisiana Tech.
I did.
And I did not know this, but and now that the name's coming to me, you were in the magazine back in the day. You were a teammate of Devin White at North Webster.
I was.
The old Spring Hill.
And good old Spring Hill.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about North Caddo, talk about you're a very young D coordinator, very well thought of by a lot of coaches. Did want to mention your Louisiana Tech team is in the Texas Regional, but
Yeah.
what do you think of that? Texas was ranked number 1 in the country at one point.
I'm rooting for them every step of the way.
Tech has done well in baseball the last few years. Coach Thompson, tell everybody about how you got your start in coaching when you finished at North Webster.
Sure.
We'll get to Devin White later, but
Perfect.
when did you say, hey, I'm going to be a coach, I'm done at Tech, I'm not going to go get a regular job, I'm going to be a coach?
See, I've known my whole life I wanted to be a coach, so it was an easy step for me. Even in elementary school, going through Pee Wee football and stuff, coaches just had a very big impact on my life. Okay. And I told John Ware, the head coach at North Webster right now, that after my last game, I wanted to be a high school coach.
Last game of your high school
Last
career?
game of my high school career. We lost.
Hey, man,
we lost to John Curtis, unfortunately. But I told John Ware that I wanted to be a coach.
What did he tell you?
He said he supports it. He said he loves it when he hear that when his former players wants to be coaches.
Tell everybody what position you played in high school.
I played tight end, a little bit of slot.
I remember that. You were kind of an in-between guy.
Absolutely.
Kind of that H-back guy that could block a little bit.
Absolutely.
Getting to Devin White. You were a teammate of Devin White.
Yeah.
I remember Devin's junior year. I saw him on TV in a game. And I'm like, who is this reincarnation, like you said, Leonard Fournette? Who's Leonard? Is this Leonard's brother?
It looked like it, didn't it?
6 foot, 5'11", 220, just a muscle.
Yeah.
would hops in his feet and played linebacker, played running back. Never
Put
played
fear
running
in
back at
people.
LSU.
Yeah.
Put the fear, just his arms. I mean, but you were a teammate. What was it like being a teammate of Devin's at that time?
Sure. I was lucky that I was Devin White's teammate his freshman year, and we all knew that Devin was really special. And coaches would tell him all the time, just push him really hard, telling him like it's LSU or bust. I remember Sean Houston telling him that it's LSU or bust. Like you've got to work hard, got to grind. And so I really watched Devin evolve. My little brother was his starting quarterback for North Webster whenever they went to the semifinals. So I really got to see Devin change as a man through high school. And it was a lot of fun. Devin really mentally matured. He's a great human being now. So, man, it was a lot of fun.
Doing great. Got a Super Bowl ring with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers early on. A lot of guys don't get that early on.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Kevin Minner, former LSU linebacker, also on that team. Booger McFarland got one way back with the Buccaneers. Another North Louisiana guy from Winsboro, they now call Franklin Parish. All these school changes names.
Yeah.
North Caddo, we've got Coach Chase Thompson. I got to ask you this, and I did off the air, but I want the people that are watching, that are fans, if Devin White would have ever carried the ball at LSU, you were a teammate of his at North Webster, do you think he would have ever played linebacker again?
I think that Devin, if he would have gotten the opportunity to get carries at LSU, it would have been hard to keep him off the field at running back. He was just so powerful, so quick, so tough-nosed. It would have been really tough to get him off the field at running back.
And he would have been a first-round pick running back.
I believe so.
So either way.
It was pretty ridiculous. He was massive and ran a 4.40.
Nobody realized, you do, and I remember watching him, but he was a running back at North Webster mostly. And all linebacker in college, but people just remember linebacker.
No doubt.
But in practice, you were on offense.
Oh, yeah.
But defensively, them guys probably got tired of hitting him at Northwestern.
Oh, yeah. Thud tempo got a little tough.
What do you think Devin bench pressed naturally back then? He looked like he could bench 400 pounds in high school.
So hard to say. Yeah, I don't remember, but over 300 for sure. Over 300 for sure. No doubt in high school, yeah.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have more Chase Thompson, the D coordinator for North Caddo High School in Vivian, Louisiana, right outside of Shreveport. We're also going to have Omarion Miller, who they call O, before the show's over. We'll be right back.
Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom-tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage. Looking for a used car? Harvey Autos has 3 dealerships, which means 3 times the used vehicles. They've got everything from fuel-efficient compacts to luxury models, even hybrids, and certified pre-owned with a warranty. Check out John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, or Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City.
Welcome back. Lee Brecheen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. Our guest is Chase Thompson, Coach Chase Thompson, the D coordinator at North Caddo High School. If you don't know where it's at, it's in Vivian, Louisiana, which is North Louisiana, right outside of Shreveport. Small school, competitive. Coach Cavanaugh is the head coach. Speaking of that, Coach Thompson, thoughts on Coach John Cavanaugh, your head coach, a job he's done. It seems like every year playoffs.
Sure.
Every year competitive. Y'all on the brink of being in a state title game, which is a great credit to him and the staff. But what do you think of Coach Cavanaugh?
Man, I love Coach Cavanaugh. I am very blessed to be around Johnny Cavanaugh. Excellent human being, so helpful, wants to develop his staff, wants to develop the players, do things the right way, treat people fairly, gives people the opportunities they deserve. So I can't say enough about Johnny Cavanaugh. He's been wonderful for me in my career. Great
guy. And I want to mention this. Coach Reagan Smith, offensive coordinator, was going to come down with the kids, and our condolences. His mom passed away. Condolences to his family. Real tough situation. I know Reagan called me and that you stepped in to be here with the kids.
Yes, sir.
But a little bit about Reagan Smith and what he's going through right now, which is tough.
Sure.
Great guy, great coordinator.
Reagan's mom has been battling brain cancer for quite some time, and she did pass yesterday afternoon. So Reagan is with family, handling all the business that comes with that. Reagan, fantastic coach, fantastic person. He's always been there to help me whenever I have questions. We have a very good working relationship. So my heart goes out to Reagan and his family right now as well.
Prayers to Coach Reagan and his family. My mom is also dealing with cancer, terminal cancer, so it's really tough to deal with. And again, condolences to his family. Coach, moving forward with football, talk about the rest of the staff,
Sure.
some of the other guys you want to talk about. I know that y'all don't have 14 guys like West Monroe.
Yeah, it's a 5-man show. Johnny Cavanaugh, who we just talked about, the head coach, excellent leader. Coach Reagan Smith, offensive coordinator, beautiful offensive mind, willing to adapt. We have myself. We have Lewis Dennis, who we haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
Lewis Dennis is our linebackers coach.
Okay.
Does an excellent job. He's an incredible father, by the way.
Okay.
He does incredible things for his children. He always gets our linebackers right. The kids love him. Coach Dennis is an excellent addition to our staff. Andrew Aswell is our last guy.
Okay.
Excellent help. Films all our practices. Helps out anywhere we need him. Great addition to the staff as well.
Film is hard work.
No doubt, it really is. A good filmer is like diamonds.
It's hard to find a good filmer. I remember a video company before Huddle. I had a video company. We had 18 filmers, and Coach Thompson just going out there and having them set up in rain or whatever, wherever you can get the camera set. Y'all,
Sure.
I know y'all have an end zone.
Yep.
You have them also midfield. We were just setting up in the stadium, but really, it's something you got to learn.
Absolutely.
That's outside of coaching.
Yeah.
Because you got to have you film. How important? Tell me how important it is to watch the prior game and be able to see it.
Man,
or practice.
It's probably the most important thing is to see how did you do, what was your alignment like, did the players execute their assignments, are they running to the ball? It's so important to evaluate the film. Probably the most important thing you can do is look in the mirror and say, what can I do better?
Now, we're talking about North Caddo and Vivian. We're talking about a tough district. We're talking about a tough non-district. Coach Cavanaugh is not scared to play people that can play.
Sure.
Talk about some of the teams that you've went against as a coach in your young career and some of the programs in North Louisiana that really impress you every year.
Sure. Last year, one of the most impressive programs we saw was Avoyles, who did knock us out of the playoffs last year. Just big mammoths up front. Just really mauled people all year long.
They don't punt.
They do not punt, and they kick onside kicks very regularly.
Yeah, every time.
So, man, they were really impressive to see. Homer High School, the state champions, man, we played them in week 1, and man, an incredible game. We ended up winning on a play that could have been called dead at the very last play of the game. So Homer High School really impressed us as well.
Coach Casey.
Coach Casey's a great guy.
Casey, Louisiana Tech guy.
Louisiana Tech guy.
What is it with Tech and coaches? It's
a beautiful place.
Tim Rattay is now a coach in college at Oklahoma State. Played quarterback.
We got Joe Sloan.
Joe
here
Sloan
in
is
Baton
at
Rouge.
LSU. Not from Louisiana, but it doesn't matter. He coached at Tech for like 10 years. Speaking of teams, Calvary Baptist.
Yeah.
I mean, another smaller classification program. It looks like they're going to be in the running again for championships.
Absolutely. They're in our district for the first time this year. We reorganized our district.
That.
Yeah, so we have to look really hard at Calvary Baptist and see what we can do to beat them.
And a little bit bigger classification. You got North DeSoto, which is under the radar.
No doubt.
Keithville, Stonewall area.
Absolutely.
Coach Dennis Dunn. I want to say Tech with Dennis Dunn. I want to say Louisiana Tech.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know he went to Woodlawn in Shreveport back in the day. But the programs in Shreveport are incredible.
No doubt.
And you go all the way to Natchitoches. You go Mansfield in.
Sure.
I mean, it's incredible. Houghton High School.
Yeah.
Benton High School. These programs in the outskirts, like North Caddo, it's like there's not a bad program. What do you think's in the air, in the water with the Shreveport area and all the small towns?
Man, it just means so much to the communities to have a successful football team. People year-round talk about football, pumping football. Kids have a passion for football in this area unlike any other. So it's just from birth, kids have a feeling that they have to succeed in football.
Who's the best player you ever went against in high school when you played?
Oh, wow. Malachi Dupree.
Oh, John Curtis.
Yeah, John Curtis.
Yeah. Yeah, Malachi was a great receiver at the wrong time. They didn't have the spread offense at LSU.
No doubt. Running the veers.
Yeah, they had the power eye with Les Miles. It was all Jeremy Hill and Kenny Hilliard and Terrence McGee and all those running backs they had at LSU. They had a ton of them, but they didn't throw the ball. They also had Jarvis Landry and a guy named Odell Beckham. So
we got a good dose of Tre'Davious White in 7-on-7 in the summertime. So that was a tough one as well.
Green Oaks High School. I filmed him. Speaking of a two-way player, he was also All-State as a receiver, DB, punt returner, and kick returner. We'll take a break. We got more of Coach Thompson, D coordinator, North Caddo High School. We're going to talk about the team when we come back.
If you need a paint job or repairs to your vehicle, you've got to go to Medine's Collision Center, located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, on Kincaid Avenue. The number to call is 357-7983. That's 357-7983. Family owned since the 1960s. Be sure to take your car and truck for all your tire needs to Treads and Care Tire Company, located in Central. The number to call is 331-8144. Family owned and operated since 1971. That's Treads and Care Tire Company.
Welcome back. Lee Brecheen, your host of Sports Scouting Report. We've got Coach Chase Thompson, one of the best young D coordinators in the state at North Caddo High School in Vivian, Louisiana, right outside of Shreveport, Louisiana. Coach, I want to mention this. I cheated Wikipedia, but I'm trying to. Robert Williams is a graduate of North Caddo. If you don't know who Robert Williams is, Boston Celtics, he's one of the main reasons the Boston Celtics are in the finals playing Golden State. They start, I don't know, this Friday, Thursday, one of these days, but they have a chance to win the ring. Robert played at Texas A&M, 6'8", 7 foot in length, one of the bad guys of the league. Man, he can play. He's tough. Man, he's tough. Phil Robertson, Duck Call, was a North Caddo grad. The Duck Call Commanders, the TV show, is a graduate of North Caddo. Jeremy Moore, professional baseball player, I think. Omarion is kin to him.
His cousin, I believe.
Yeah. Jeremy Moore is a professional baseball player. Danny McCormick, politician. Cy Robertson, Cy from the Duck Call. We all know who Cy is.
Everybody's favorite.
From the Duck. That was my favorite. I always just would want to watch what he had to say, which was just blunt, But North Caddo High School, history. And then speaking of history, Coach, before we get into the team, you told me only one playoff win since 1955 prior to the staff.
Yes. So when our staff came together, we had one playoff win since 1955. My first year, we won our first playoff game, lost the second round to General Trask. This past year, won 2 playoff games. So getting the momentum.
District champs 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row, three-peat.
10-win season last year. I mean, that's just incredible.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know the glass awards box at the school has grown.
It's starting to get big,
right? Boy, what if Robert Williams was still in school playing football, right? At 6'9"?
We'd take him for sure.
Put him at receiver?
Anywhere he wants to play.
Put him at DN?
He played nose tackle.
Just stand up and block the ball down. Robert's like 270, looks about 230, 6'9", 6'10". How did he get away from LSU? He went to A&M. But Coach, the team, a lot of talent coming back.
A lot of potential.
KJ Black, we talked about KJ, the running back. Ran for almost 2,000 yards last year.
Over 1,800.
300 pounds.
Benches over 300 pounds.
Plays linebacker for you?
Absolutely.
Omarion, who's a DB for you, also the star receiver.
Very special.
Special player. Gianni, who was on the show, great corner.
Great corner.
Plays a little
Played
corner.
a lot of football.
Phillippe Sanders.
Yep, Philippe Sanders.
DN.
Yeah. He'll play some DN this year. He's played a lot of tackle in the past. He'll definitely play both sides of the ball this year.
6'3"?
Yeah, absolutely.
230, Coach said.
Yeah, he's probably getting bigger too. He's getting really big.
What do you think about Philip? I mean, what do you think about Philippe? I mean, what do you think about, he's kind of in that middle of a, is he an end? Is he a linebacker?
Yeah, I think he's going to be an end type guy. Very explosive. He is taking the weight room very seriously. Just lifting an outrageous amount of weights, getting super low on his squats. He is a guy who's really focused in on his senior year of football, and he's going to be very much improved from previous years.
Aiden Brock, another big running back, linebacker?
Absolutely. He's lost weight, and it's been really good on him.
220 still?
I would say he's probably down to close to 200.
Oh.
And he looks shifty. He looks explosive. He is still every bit as strong. He is going to really impress some people.
He ran a 4.6 at 225, didn't he?
Yeah.
So now he's got to be in that 4.40 range.
He's getting really, really quick.
Then you got Rodney Thomas at running back DB.
I love Rodney Thomas. A man of few words, but just a kid who is not afraid to hit somebody.
Not a big guy, but tough.
Absolutely, really tough.
Trey Thomas, another running back.
Linebacker. Yes. Trey's a good kid. Trey's a good kid. He's going to play some outside linebacker for us, a little bit of nickel. He's long. He got several PBUs last year that could have been interceptions.
Young guy.
We're looking to turn him into an interception machine this year.
Antonio Nelson.
Antonio's incredible. I love Antonio. Just incredible work ethic, leadership, incredible passion for the game. Gives so much effort. I love what Antonio does.
You know, all these kids play like there's not another down, which is what you want with these kids in high school.
Absolutely.
But not all the high schools you watch, everybody's going full blast. But these kids are going both sides of the football. They don't seem tired. They just seem like they want to play the game.
Yep.
Obviously, it rubs off from the staff to the kids.
No doubt.
But how hard was it to get to that point, you know, with Coach Kavanaugh? I mean, obviously it's working.
No doubt. The kids know what's in front of them. They've seen the growth that has come from North Caddo football since they were kids. They've seen the bad years, and they've seen us develop into the good years. And we're blessed that our kids really love football. They like to work, they like to grind, and they see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so it makes conditioning not a chore for them.
Yeah. You're a defensive coordinator. Tell me what type of defensive coordinator are you? Are you more of a DB coach, a linebackers coach, or a D-line coach? Usually a D coordinator's got one position he likes to key on.
Yeah, defensive backs are my baby.
Okay.
Defensive backs are my baby. I learned from Devon Lockett at Northwestern State.
Yeah.
I GA'd for him at Northwestern.
Yeah. Franklin native.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Devon's great, but DBs are my baby.
Devon's outlasted everybody at Northwestern State.
He might be there forever.
He was with Coach Pivoto, I believe.
Absolutely.
The only one left now with Coach Laird.
Yep.
Talk about, and also I want to mention Manny. We didn't mention Manny earlier, a great small program in
absolutely.
North Louisiana. They're not far from
No, not at all.
From North Caddo. Speaking of defense, what do you think of the schemes now with the spread offenses, Coach?
Yeah.
Everybody can spread out 5 guys now.
Sure.
So you're a DB guy by trade. You got to have 7 DBs, right? Because five you can't get through a season.
No.
And you need 5.
Yeah. Honestly, because just the spread offense is so prevalent, I'd say defenses are prepared for the spread. I think people condense and get into tighter formations, get big tight ends and running power, running counter. I think that is the challenge now of people that want to just bully you. Spread offense, kind of a dime a dozen these days.
And you got to cross-train guys that might be not linebacker size, but just enough to be a safety.
Yeah.
But just enough to be able to play a nickel corner.
Sure. Especially at the 2A level. You're not going to have a million linebackers. You're going to have a lot of DBs, and they have to transition from playing linebacker to DB depending on who you're playing. So
I think we have one more segment, this is the last segment, I believe. Want to go ahead and say one more question before Omarion Miller comes on. Your take on him, obviously a very unique, rare talent.
Yes. Who's
going to be coming on next.
Absolutely.
What would you say in a couple of sentences or less about Omarion Miller, your star receiver / DB / everything?
Omarion Miller's incredibly humble. He's incredibly friendly, great leader, incredible ball skills, just absolutely snatches the ball out of the air. Very smooth. He's going to be one that a lot of people know his name.
Does Louisiana Tech have a shot with him?
I think everybody has a shot.
Well, I know you went to Tech, so I have to ask you that. Coach Thompson, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate Coach Chase Thompson being here from North Caddo. Next is Omarion Miller. They call him O. Not Orgeron O, but Omarion Miller O, who's the star of North Caddo High School. Great kid. We'll be right back.
Gros Savon Lodge, the true sportsman's paradise. Gros Savon Lodge has fresh and saltwater fishing, alligator hunting, waterfowl hunting, and eco tours located south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Give them a call at 337-598-2357. That number to call again is 337-598-2357, and have the time of your life. Gage has served Louisiana for over 40 years. Let Gage create a custom-tailored solution for your business and become your partner in technology. Give them a call today at 225-753-4243 and help your business get better connected with Gage.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the show. I mean, we've had Coach Thompson. We've had Gianni on from North Caddo. We talked about Coach Kavanaugh, Coach Reagan Smith. Talk about the history of even North Webster, where Coach Thompson went, played with Devin White. Doesn't get any better than that. We talk about some of the local schools in Shreveport and all the way to Manny. We even talked about some of the people that went to North Caddo. But this is going to be a famous guy in that Wikipedia one day. One day when you go to Wikipedia and they say famous alums with Robert Williams and all these other guys, you're going to see a kid's name by the name of Omarion Miller, who they call O. They're going to have to put that in Wikipedia. O, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you came all the way down from Vivian with Coach.
Yes, sir.
And Gianni, y'all came down. Obviously, the first question everybody wants me to ask you. Why did you decommit from LSU? And then what's your thoughts on that?
Since I committed to LSU back in July, a lot of things have changed in the recruiting world. For me now, for me, it was just about, just knowing relationships, and valuing relationships, Tips off to LSU, it's still one of the schools I consider, but, me and my family had talked, and, we just about, just evaluating it, and I feel like I did it too early, and I couldn't get the best out of it, you know what I'm saying?
You want to get those visits, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't blame you for that.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you're not even 17 yet, are you?
Yeah, I'm 17 right now.
You just turned not long ago.
Yeah, not too long ago.
I mean, you want to go on your visits.
Yeah.
I mean, if USC's calling me or Ole Miss, Kiffin, I don't know if I go to Ole Miss, but if USC was calling me or Oklahoma or whoever it is, yeah, man, go take those visits. But I mean, you did do it early.
Yeah, early, like real early. Earlier than I thought. I look back at it and I was like, wow.
But just so LSU fans know, I mean, you do like LSU.
Yeah, I love LSU.
And
growing up, me and my family, that's how we used to watch LSU. A dream school for me.
You told me Jamar Chase is still your guy.
Yeah.
You think the Bengals can go back?
Yeah, I think they can. Definitely can.
What do these other schools have to show you that LSU doesn't have, you think? I mean, you're looking for something that's different, but because they have a lot to offer.
Yeah. I mean, not too different. I mean, a lot of schools, every school has something different, and I just wanted to, look into that, I didn't really just know what other schools have to offer, like, besides LSU, but, not too much different.
Yeah, I mean, North Louisiana, Terrace Marshall, Devin White, Wendell Davis, just a bunch of guys. The late David Woodley came out of Byrd, a lot of great LSU players from Shreveport. And then Tackett Curtis is being recruited by LSU. I know that Tackett's being recruited all over the world. I know that he's trying to decide LSU, Ohio State, and Wisconsin, and USC, and Alabama. There's a lot of kids coming up in Shreveport this year, but I think you're the top player in the state, possibly. I've been watching football 30 years in Louisiana. I've seen some great players. Kevin Falk, I've seen, Michael Brooks, that played at Ruston, was a great one at LSU, probably before your time. Was a DN. Cecil Collins, a lot of great, you're one of those guys that you got something different to you. And what I like about your game is that you're not just gifted, but you have this swagger of toughness to you.
Yeah.
I mean, when you go on the field, you can tell if someone's trying to guard you, it's not going to happen. But I can feel that from you watching you play. Where do you get that from? And if you've always had that growing up?
I mean, my grandfather, he always told me to be confident, when I'm doing things. That's how I just carry myself, just being confident, just knowing when I get on that field, anybody that step in front of me, this ain't going to end too well for them.
When the ball's thrown, you can tell it's mine.
Yeah.
Because the game's fast. But the corner's coming, the safety's coming, but you don't
too much worry about it.
You're not worried about it. They're bouncing off of you. I mean, you're almost 6'2", and I'm almost 6'3" right now.
Yeah. 6'3",
pushing 200 pounds plus and can run, great vertical. And you're DB on the team, and slash. So you don't look exhausted. Most guys are like, But when you go in on defense, you don't lose a step. What do you think of defense compared to offense?
To be honest, actually, I really love defense. Defense is really just like, it's fun, you know, just being on defense, you know, just seeing, you know, this and that. I just love, you know, just the plays that we run. I just love them. Like, being on defense, be able to move, you know, it just feels good for me.
And you know the receiver position.
Yeah,
so
I just know
the
route tree that's coming to me, so, you know, it's look all the same.
You didn't know Jamar Chase played DB in high school until I told you.
I didn't know.
You and him, man, that's pretty rare.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, tell me this. I know they're actually calling him while he's here, coaches. They haven't stopped. They got to give you the morning off.
Yeah, for real.
So name 2 or 3 schools that you know you're probably going to visit that you have an idea in your mind.
Definitely Nebraska, and I'll say Nebraska and Arkansas. Me and Coach Mickey, and you know, Coach Mickey one of the main reasons why I went to LSU. You know, a great man. You know, he's going to keep it real with you, and we just had that relationship ever since. You know, and of course Arkansas, Coach Kenny. You know, a good coach. You know, and we starting to build that relationship real good right now.
Who's recruiting you at LSU? What position, Coach?
Coach Hankton and Coach Carter.
Okay, so you got 2 coaches recruiting you. I tell you what, though, the Nebraska signed your boy at Green Oaks this past year. He's got the greatest name in the world, Dakota's Crawford.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, they do have a Shreveport guy on the team. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I want to ask you about hobbies, man. You got to have some hobbies because we know about what you could do in football and in other sports. Because I think you play other sports too.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk more with Omarion Miller, who they call, and I'm going to ask you why they call you O when we come back. We'll be right back.
So, hey guys, just wanted to take a minute to tell you about Harvey Autos. If you need a new or used car, there's 3 great dealerships right here worth checking out. John Harvey Toyota, Harvey Subaru, and Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City. Low prices, honest people. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back, Lee Brecheen, your host. We've got a great guest today, the Sports Scouting Report. You can go to YouTube and watch the show just so you know. Or wherever you get your podcasts, go to Podbean. Podbean is where we have the show on the app. But we go wherever you get it, go to any of those. iHeartRadio, Google Play, any of them. Go to those. But we want to go ahead and go back to our guest, Omarion Miller. Omarion, who they call O. How'd you get the nickname O?
To be honest, like, I really don't even know. My mom just gave me the nickname O.
Because your name starts with O.
Yeah, just start with O. Yeah, so I'm guessing that.
So it just bled over to the school,
yeah.
And so all the kids call you O?
Yeah, so that's what everybody call me now.
Because people like calling O in Baton Rouge, they think of Orgeron. Right?
Yeah.
So there's an O in North Louisiana now.
Yeah, for real.
You like that?
Yeah, I actually do like it, though. You know, I don't too much like everybody calling me Omarion.
But you
like,
know they know you if they're calling you O, right?
Yeah. That's when you know how they know me when they call me O.
Other sports, you said you're pretty good in basketball.
Oh, yes, sir. Basketball, actually, before I got it all big in this football stuff, like I was a full-time basketball player. I didn't too much really like football until high school. Coach Kavanaugh, he just told me to come try it out, and I started loving it.
Grew on you.
Yeah.
What are you good in basketball? Like, you said you play guard, forward. You play center if you want.
Yeah, I really can play anything on my team right now.
What's your range shooting?
I mean, I can shoot it, but not, you know, as well as some of our.
You drive?
Yeah, I'm a type of, like, you know,
Robert
get to
Williams
those type guy. You know, I dunk it here and there.
Vertical over people?
Mm-hmm,
can you dunk from the free throw line?
No, I ain't gonna say it. No, I can't do that right now.
But you can dunk
toward
I can dunk
the
goal.
Yeah, I can dunk it.
Backwards or frontwards?
And I can do it backwards and frontwards.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that on video.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't need it to be recruited. I'm just saying I would love to see that. I mean, because you're not 6'5" or 6'6". I mean, you're 6'2", which is pretty impressive. Basketball, who's the toughest team you went against? Is there one that sticks out, like tough, basketball-wise, in the Shreveport area?
I have to say Rayville, my sophomore year.
Yeah, they had a pretty good guy on that team.
Yeah.
He was a football player, too.
Yeah, they actually put over 100 on us.
100?
Yeah.
Wow. How many did you score in that game?
I had like about a good 20.
What'd y'all finish with? 50?
I think we finished like 60, 70.
They scored 100?
Yeah, they was that good. They were shooting that thing.
Wow. What are your goals this year for football? I mean, you've already mastered receiver, DB. Y'all have been in the playoffs. Y'all won District 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere in the back of your mind, I know you're thinking state title game, right?
Yeah, I just feel like this year's the year. We experienced all of it, you know. We really prepared for, you know, the playoffs run and all this. So this year I think we can pull it off. We got most of our team back, you know. We didn't lose too many seniors. And I think, you know, really we just got our whole team back, to be honest. You know, a lot of young guys on our team last year, and we getting prepared this year for something big.
I would have loved to have seen you in track in the 100 meters.
Oh, yeah. Track, it's all right. It's all right.
You did a little bit of track,
yeah.
But you didn't do the 100 or 200.
Yes,
you did the relays.
Actually, in 8th grade, I was really good at hurdles, but, you know, I stopped doing it. I don't know why, though.
Man, you got track one more go-around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to try it out.
Man, I would love to see you, though, 6'2", 200 pounds.
Yes, sir.
100 meters, 10.8. That'd be, you know, that would be the fastest time in the country if you did that at 200 pounds.
10.8?
Yeah, for your weight.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be something to
that'd
do,
be something
man.
to brag about.
Think of that, man. Think about that. And the 200, you could probably do a 21 something. I mean, that's, you know, I know in college you're like 20. They're running 20s in the 200. But LSU won the national championship in track. Heck, if you do that, they might recruit you for track. Before we get to the last question, you didn't take your official visit to LSU yet, did you?
No, sir.
So you still have your official?
Yes, sir.
Are you looking at that during the season or after the season? What do you? I mean, all these visits, you want to get them out the way during the season, or do you want to do it when the season's over?
To be honest, I think I would love to do it during the season. You know, on the big time games. You know, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be smart because, shoot, if you're playing basketball, you're not going to be able to visit a lot of schools because you're playing basketball. But man, good luck to you. You mature beyond your years. You also, I mean, in football, obviously, you're one of the best I've seen in 30 years as a skill player. Talk about anybody before we go that you'd like to recognize that had an impact on your life.
First of all, I just want to thank all my coaches, the whole coaching staff. When this stuff needs to be done for me, like, you know, taking me, you know, to this place, they all have pitched in and, you know, made a good impact on my life. So thankful for all my coaching staff. And second of all, I want to thank my whole entire family. To my mom, my grandfather, my grandma, they just real big on me. Always encouraging me, you know, to do this. And I'm so thankful to have them.
And look, when you do commit, and I know you are going to make that decision, but like on signing day, let's say you commit on signing day. Everybody's like, please do it in the morning. Because if you wait till 7 at night, people are like, oh no, you'll be the last committed at 7 at night.
Uh-huh.
But it's weird because the school does it during the school day.
Hours, yeah.
But would you think, have you ever thought of that? Like, do I want to do it at school or do you want to do it at night? You want to do it during the day? Some of these guys are doing it in the morning.
Me personally, I think I would type of like, kind of like in the day, nighttime type.
Nighttime?
Not
you want the night?
Yeah, type stuff
Let
like
school
that.
in?
Yeah.
I seen one kid commit at a hotel with 200 family members.
That's crazy.
Like they had a room in a hotel, and he was the last guy to sign that whole day in the United States.
Wow.
So LSU fans are like, no, please don't do that. Good luck to you, man.
Yes, sir, I appreciate you.
One of the top players in the country, not just Louisiana, and one of the top 5 I've ever seen in my life playing skill positions in the state ever is this kid right here from North Caddo High School. Robert Williams, Boston Celtics, before we go, are they going to win it all?
Oh yeah, I'm rooting for them. Big Rob, that's when I used to play basketball, was one of the guys I looked up to. So, you know.
Boy, he grinds.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him.
I would not want to go up against Robert for a rebound. That guy is physical as they come, and he doesn't look 270, does he?
Oh no, he don't look 270. He looks like about
230, 240. Great athlete. We will see everybody next week. Be sure to get the show on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We want to thank the Marriott Hotel, where our coach and the kids stayed off of College Drive. Thank Ralph Ney. Be sure to think of them when your team comes into Baton Rouge. And also Superior Grill on Highland Road and Government Street. We'll see you really soon.
Thanks for listening to the Sports Scouting Report podcast with Lee Brecheen.